pretty disastrous fashion, right? And you're thinking, okay, well, surely, statistically, Sprout are really good in this map. Endpoint not as much. It's going to be a 2-0. So we were actually saying the same thing. So maybe it's a case of us, let's not get too ahead of ourselves and have a little bit of an open mind. But I think the thing that's different between the Endpoint and Sprout story earlier to this one here was that there was very little from Falcons that was positive. And that's the thing that really does worry me. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about ready to get underway in towards our second of the day. It's Falcons taking on forZe on forZe's map pick as they start on the T side. Who will come on top? Will forZe make it a 2-0, or can Falcons climb back and potentially push us to our decider?
Let us find out. Result so far a very impressive, what could be considered debut on forZe, at least in a very important event anyway. Of course, the former player from VP Prodigy is looking very solid at the moment. He's being picked up. That makes forZe very interesting indeed. Whether it's forZe, forZe, or forZe Result, either way, seems like they've got a good selection to work with. But this round's going very comfortably in Falcons' favour. A lovely pistol start. 2 for NBK, 1 for Kenny, 1 from the Suitor. And finally, NBK will finish it off with his 3rd kill of the round as well. Kit remains alive. Utility still alive as well. Picked up off the ground. Falcons, it's a start they must get to feel comfortable with this map.
Yeah, that's a really good start. Needed as well. Desperately. For Falcons, you're thinking about how rough Nuke was just generally, and they never really got into that game. There was moments of brilliance, but it was never consistent. They need to find some consistency. Consecutive rounds on the board will really help things out, and of course, that opener does give them pretty decent, fresh lick of paint. You got some money to work with, rifles coming out as well, and of course, the lack of bomb bombs, of course, they won't have too much. Bit of a shock for MBK. He spots 4 bodies down there. Does walk away with 1 before he's traded.
It's already a decent start considering what they have.
Yeah.
1 for 1 is not really what you'd expect with that sort of weaponry. I just need to confirm these and make sure don't lose too many players in silly fashion. I mean, Python just doesn't have a helmet, incidentally. So a block could most certainly remove him from the round, but thankfully Kenny is there. It's all good in the hood for Falcons. So it's the start they wanted, but forZe going for that full eco, of course, means they got full weaponry and full utility for the opening gun round incoming. We're trying to hit back straight away, while Falcons have not built up anything early doors.
Well, of course, for forZe, I mean, that's just that low buy. This is where we really get to see kind of what they can bring to the table. For Falcons, this bonus, convert this, I start to feel a little bit more confident. Ollie will come through. Just deny that early A aggression. This is a real map to kind of test the mechanical prowess, and MBK was probably one we have to mention off the back of Nu. He was pretty good, and he was really kind of the only one who was consistently very good for this side. Haji, will he be cleared? MBK won't. What a crossfire. What a play there. MBK and Haji, what a piece.
Very nice. This bonus round is going superbly at the moment. MBK MP9, he's starting where he left off on Nuke. He was superb and really the only shining light for Falcons in that previous map. He was very sharp and there's headshots consistently with the AK. Shalfey has found Python in mid, which is a fragged back, but they have the bomb still in their possession. Any real silver lining for forZe is that Kenny is low and MBK isn't full health either. Thing is though, Falcons are playing it together as a duo and the trades should be instant, and this is a very nice angle to actually play. Shadow advantage every day of the week from the top of that pot in ramp. A very good angle to play if you get control of ramp and you know they're not going to get swarmed by multiple players. You get the advantage every single time. Shalfey can't pre-fire it. Haji gets it again. Huge shadow thanks to the sun, and right now it's shining brightly for the start for Falcons.
Hey, no complaints right now for Falcons. They needed some magic to get back into this, and that is a little bit of it. Haji, alongside MBK, looking pretty clean. MBK especially continuing that good run of form from Nuke in towards this right here. Already positives to be taken away for forZe. A rough, actually, T-side round from them. Not often we see them get completely outplayed, but I think they looked a little bit discombobulated into the start of that round about what the actual game plan was. They were kind of just milling about outside ramp. They kind of go in, don't clear the angles properly, get baited in by the shoulder of Haji too. Anything going wrong. Krad frying out, but he'll be dropped. Does walk away with one at the very least. But it's Hadji with 3 to his name before Kenny steps up for one more. Damage dealt on towards shalfey. He's all that's left in 1 versus 3. 22 points of HP.
I think Falcons almost are playing with a sense of frustration and anger, but it's being channeled very well, and I like it. Because that hold from Hadji was superb. Shalfey just wanting some damage with the picked up M4. I'm not sure if he necessarily knows for sure that the B bomb site is clear, so he's taking some time to clear the angles. Only 1 bullet from death, of course. So a bomb plot would be really nice. He will leap down. But of course, the bomb is not even in his possession, so it's not going to work out for him, I'm afraid. On the A-bomb site being swarmed as it stands. Every angle being held by Falcons. The Palace smoke, flank from Market, and Kenny will find the final kill. All simple for Falcons to start off. And at the moment, Kenny and Masuta are still yet to die. It's kind of a carbon copy of forZe's start to Nuke. CT size, maybe at the moment, being amplified between these two teams because their T sides are feeling a bit weak.
Half an hour, right? forZe, they really need to kind of rectify the situation. All been played for Zorte as a at least positive. No, we know what this guy can do in terms of individually changing the outcome of rounds, of half games, and all the rest. He missed Molotov there, in fact. Meant to go a little bit deeper, or quite considerably deeper. It doesn't. Python does get very close to being met with an AWP shot. We'll just about get on a dodge. Now they got information on one, but it's Kenny has to open things up. The youngster, Result, dropped.
It's a frag Result in the second map. Yeah, it doesn't take him too long to get off the board. Kenny rotating into window. That might not be too good for Krad, and it most certainly isn't. Iton will get himself his 3rd kill. He'll stay above the ladder as well. So if anyone goes in and try and trade that, it's a very hard angle to pre-fire. All forZe really have left is just mid-control. Jerry will take a bullet to the brain. He'll go down. This is the perfect start at the moment, and continuing winning these rounds very comfortably too. So Suter, as we said, yet to die. He's on 7750 already, and still has got that MP9 in hand. Just shows how much action he has not seen.
Save goal. Just ticking down the seconds. Yeah. I mean, when you're looking now for Falcons, I'd go hunting. I'd be flying around the map trying to look for everything. Maybe not Kenny, but especially like some Masuta, right? I should be just holding W. Get information, try and play for a trade. They know they're probably over towards this corner because the only real place they don't have information on is either that or Palace. I'm Masuta, I'm holding W and flying down, but he'll just upgrade to an AK. Another really good round, flawlessly, in fact, for Falcons, and it's a 5-0. All in all, a good start. This is looking very similar to how forZe looked over towards the start of New. One-sided, not really being tested, and actually, to give Falcons their credit, playing very well, relatively flawlessly, actually, overall right now. I think there's a lot to be taken away from this, which is very, very good, and it does bring you a little bit of hope that maybe this could be potential to a bit longer of a series than we would have initially anticipated. This was looking like it could have been a whitewash.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It is very funny. But here we go. Finally an opening pick. Krad's using a little gap in the box right now. And maybe Kenny's unaware of that new meta. And that little gap in the top mid boxes works out for 2 kills for Krad. Just completely shocks the push. So that is a way to certainly kick off a T-side for forZe. Perfectly done. So that little trick being used a lot in every single level of CS.
Yeah, to mention, don't use that in your pogs. And you may be like, no, why not? Because no one does this in pogs. They just hold W on the left-hand side when it's running up close, and you won't see them then. It only works in actual team play where they're waiting for supporting utility behind their head to get the angled peak there.
Yeah.
In your face of pogs, they're just going to be running down that left-hand side of mid. Left-hand side of you if you're the one running down, and they'd be sitting close to that wall and flying around the corner, which you can't see them then. But hey, finally, bit of success for forZe. I mean, it takes a bit of a gimmick to do it, But, hey, they'll take it all the same. And Krad will see off Hadji as well. Nicely done there for forZe. Finally back in contention, back in the conversation a little bit. First run on the board for them. Flawlessly done as well. Means that they're feeling, well, starting to get a little bit more of that confidence. If you look over towards our CT side as well, and they are flourishing in the dollar bills as they got plenty of money to work with. Kenny can reinvest into the AWP. Could have even opted for a double AWP setup if they wanted to, but it was like, I don't actually know who would really pick it up. Maybe Hadji would go into that double AWP if he really wants to. I think he has secondary AWP at times, but is it worth the Falcons? Probably not overall. So just gonna play things on the more standard meta with 4M4s around it.
Yeah, Krad kicking off the game performance very nicely, and he's gonna do it again. Look. A different method than the previous round, but right now he's unfaceable in mid, seemingly. And it wasn't just a cheeky gimmick between the boxes that got him those 2 kills. To be fair, the second long-range spray was very nice. Doing more work here, and oh my goodness, he's unfaceable. Krad removes the head of the Python, won't be slithering anymore. zorte gets his first kill of the game, removes mastute from the B anchor role. And Kenny and Hadji are looking to save again.
I don't really blame them. I really don't. Pretty rough position for them to be in right now. I think they'll park them in towards Palace. I think it's probably the only place they can feel even remotely safe for now. They can sit here. And the question is the forZe. Are they going to have a little poke around, go for a hunt? And of course, they've got all 5 remaining alive. Maybe the likes of a Resort or a Krad who have taken some damage. Go and have a little look. But this is better. Finally, we're seeing forZe look confident, looking like they can, you know, take a bit of that control, take these fights and convert them into success. The catalyst to some wins on the board, to round in their favor, and that snowball effect starting to take place here. And it's something which Falcons need to be extremely careful of. Maybe even to a point where in the next round or two we see attack calls. Because I think for them, they need to make sure that they don't let this get out of hand. We are seeing forZe look way more confident, way more capable on their T side. And if Falcons allow for it, there we go. They have to call attack. They can't allow for this, you know, this heat streak to start once again, because we saw how out of hand it happened over towards Nuke. They have to kind of, you know, pump the brakes a little bit and try and make forZe cool off, essentially. And I think it's a really good time to call for attack pause. Either had to be this round or next, if they were going to do it. Thankfully, they go earlier rather than later. And it gives them a bit of time to talk prior to the full buy coming through as well, but how they're going to change things up a little bit. And what actually we saw was that it was the good things from Falcons was when they played that CT side very aggressively. You know, getting information, taking fights, playing trades over towards ramp, for example, off the back of Hadji and MBK. That's where things work well for them. They just need to make sure not to overextend and lose the numbers advantage, but, you know, still prioritize that map control.
Yeah, I think nip it in the bud would be a good phrase for what you're trying to say with this timeout. Make sure forZe don't come back straight away after such a clean start. Kenny's movement still looking good. Makes the jump from window to cat. I think I've made that around twice in my entire 7,000 hours. Because while I do like a bit of good movement, that's what I suck at. And that's not a great movement either. The run boost is an absolute failure, and zorte's very lucky to get away with his life there. Of course, now know that the AWPer is towards short, though. And Kenny. Assault waiting for feet. Pushing toward the bottom of A ramp. BK. Back behind jungle. And Kenny will reposition toward the apartment. So our players going this way, but they are falling back off of it as we speak. Mastute's cleared it out in its entirety. It's not TV room yet. And that could be what calls Falcons back toward the A bomb site. They'd be right to do so. Molotov is not spreading to Krad, so he's safe for now. It's going to be an execute to come in. NBK will keep himself quite safe behind that smoke, and now play on the edge of it to try and catch off Krad if he does expose himself from connector. And he could get this kill right here. There we go, insta-dink, but takes a lot of damage as he has to finish off the frag. zorte's found Hadji in the meantime too. Mastute finds one. Kenny pushes through the smoke, well played. But shalfey removes him. 2v3, but look at this standoff. 3 players all toward the front of connector, and they look like they're going to swing as a group as well. zorte needs to stand up, and he does find the first. 23 seconds. Bomb is being recovered. There's no time to go back to B now. But he is rotating round to Palace, interestingly. Mastute and MBK. MBK, of course, is very low, and there's the duel win. It's all down to Mastute, and he's in the open. He takes the duel, and shalfey wins that one too. Oh, I'm not even sure how you would have played that one differently if you're Falcons, because you had every single player there. You didn't necessarily peek it one by one, right? They just all lost the duel. Simple as.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones to try and analyze, because it's not a case of them, overextending or sitting too passive or, doing weird swings, weird and wonderful things that don't work out. It's actually the simple case that they just don't win their duels. They don't win their 50-50s. And sometimes you just got to take those and be like, hey, that was just rough from us, but, what more can we do?
It was only one, really. It was the first kill that Zorte got. That was the only one that I thought was a little bit overzealous, especially with the time on the clock. But other than that, yeah. It's a weird one. It is a very weird one. I would criticise that first frag only, as Jerry should have his skill. There we go. I would criticise that first peek only, but other than that, NBK couldn't do much because he was low anyway, and I guess that's why we should criticise that first peek, because when you know your teammate's low, you need as many bodies alive as possible. Maybe they were planning a triple swing or something along the like, and it just didn't work out properly. We'll never know.
Yeah. We won't. I mean, I really actually think Falcons, it's the simple things that unfortunately cost them a little bit. Like not quite hitting the shots. Flash coming through. It's on. Swings to the back of his. Doesn't find the shot. Might onto Jerry. That's the bomb down. Quick trade coming through though. Less than a minute to work with. Looking like the B site wants to be where they finish up. Molotov will force Masuta open, but he still hasn't been dropped just yet. And he'll actually walk away with a kill.
Nicely done. The bomb's going to be planted on A, so there should be no risk to the round for forZe. There goes Masuta. There's one bullet from death anyway, but shalfey makes sure of it with a headshot. Keep his headshot percentage stats high. Respect. It's hadji looking to try and at least take one and maybe steal a gun into the next round. That is about it. Endpoint waiting in the grand final in the lower bracket after a stunning victory against Sprout. forZe currently in the pound seats to join them for that one slot remaining in the group stage of season 17 of Pro League. And there's hadji's reward. He does find himself that AK, and a very pretty one at that as well. Shalfey's. You can see in his hand right now. It's a very expensive AK-47 indeed.
I'm gonna say that's actually my favourite skin of every skin.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear none of this about the Orb Dragon Lord and all that. It's either that or the Gunneer, the Orb Gunneer. That's the stunner of a skin.
I agree.
But that Lotus Flower, whew,
Dragon Lore overrated.
it actually is. My friend's got one, and it's not that good. This is like super nice quality as well. I think it's like pretty high up there mid-wear. Not that great. Also, gotta be controversial. I don't think the Howl's kind of overrated too. There's better M4 skins in my opinion. Give me a Daybreak all day.
Fair play. That one's gone up in price a lot. Has have all skins, but that is the life we live in at the moment. Kenny, nice shot. Deals with the new boy, Result. It wouldn't surprise me if Result, one of Resalt's heroes, was Kenny. He's that young, only 17.
True.
Zorte trying to get his frag and finally gets it done, and that looks like a very tasty one on the kill feed, doesn't it? Smoke, wallbang, headshot. You did see him though, of course, over the top of it. Now Zorte's been tagged down to 12 HP as well, off the back of all that, so he's very low. Krad and Zorte just 20 health between them. Look where Krad is though. This is big. Krad's got himself behind enemy lines quite significantly here. I don't think Masuta's going to have any idea. He's low, so he can't go for the knife. Has to go for the kill. There we go.
Reload.
Masuta just reloads in the open. That shows you how unaware he was there. And that means the B site is just open for business, done and dusted. It's going to be 5 each.
You gotta feel for Masuta there. He said, oh, okay, cool. I got a moment of rest there. Let's just pop a quick reload. And Krad in the doorway waiting. Lurking. That must have been a jump scare and a half. But it actually netted them off with some security over towards the B side to get that bomb down. So Krad individually did some great work to kind of just give them some safety, some confidence to lock this site off. And one plant coming through. This will be AF. forZe, as you said, tying this game up. And how we can start having conversations the other way. But how can forZe see this half in their favor and start to build up a natural lead over towards the T side of Mirage? I mean, to bring stats into the equation as well. Mirage is the third most CT-sided map in the pool. Of course, those stats were the old version of Ancient. Of course, we haven't really had too much of the new version of Ancient. We haven't had too many tournaments. We only had, what, Blast premiere at the end of the year, and then we've had, of course, a couple of games of Blast today. Yeah, so, we've had a couple of games on the new patch. But regardless, generally speaking, especially in the latter stages, for the last kind of 12 months, the Mirage is the third most CT-sided map in the. So I think it's about 60% CT-sided. So you're looking at this and thinking, you know, Falcons should be going in towards the half at like a 9-6. You know, if stats are going to live up to the case, but it doesn't look very likely right now. forZe are starting to find some real good form on towards their T side. They're building up at least a wealth of confidence under their belt and using this as kind of the driving force behind what has been a fairly decent T side resurgence. Bear in mind, they were 5-0 down at one point.
Exactly. High pitch. Full execute coming in by the looks of it. Molly under bulk, Molly on triple. Haji currently avoiding all utility, and that can get him a couple of kills. It's only the one though. Krad trades it. And BK rotating in, has a gap underneath that CT smoke ever so slightly. Need to be careful, do forZe, but Krad will plant. It's not very safe though, and he is just about staying alive. By the skin of his teeth. So 3 players coming in towards CT. He does amazing to get one. It's the same tick of the round that he goes down, and zorte goes aggressive to take Python. It's beautiful. Kenny, I mean, a good map so far, but he needs some heroics in this 2v3. They're going for it as well. It's not really, surely won't work out for them. NBK, very low, but zorte does need to stay alive because shalfey's quite far away. Fortunately, the fact that NBK did go down meant it would be very difficult for Kenny to do anything. And the final kills do come through. forZe retake a lead from 5-0 to 6-5.
Oh, not bad. Not bad. What a strategy. What a turnaround as well, right? At one point, we were talking about, you know, Falcons putting up a real dominant display over towards their CT side. And maybe enough to start opening the door to a conversation about the potential on a map 3. Now, not as much. forZe looking pretty good. It's not going to come through. MBK, Molotov deep. And in fact, actually, maybe I think he's slightly undercooking that one. I'm pretty sure that's meant to go just past the boxes, but either way, he won't know until he watches the demos afterwards. Odds.
Yeah.
For now, at 6-5, forZe in a real good opportunity and position to potentially break this Falcons economy, make this a really, really uncomfortable position. They're in a good spot to do so.
Yeah, utility's awful. Look at it. I mean, they've got 2 re-smokes, and there's a minute 10 to go, and they only have 1 flash. It has to be individual skill here for Falcons that wins them this round. If forZe can get an execute down, I don't see a way in which Falcons can recover this. It has to be some shenanigans through smokes, maybe, to give them a chance. It looks like it will be a B play. 3 up through short at the moment, and 1 in apartments. They are going in toward 2 players. There's a good chance for these duels to be worked out properly, and there we go. Masuta finds the 1. Then MBK peeks off the back of that contact. And Kenny's found his kill towards zorte 2. shalfey finds the trade, but Haji keeps it all said and calm. Assault. Shoot 1 bullet as he tries to get down to the ground silently without being heard, but NBK was very aware. And there we go. That's more like it, Falcons. A round for the first time in 6 to equalise it at 6. 6-6-6. Scary.
It's been a while since we've been able to turn a little bit more of a positive note as well. Some niceties over towards Falcons side, right? Their CT side is slightly dwindled. To shadow their former selves in towards the last kind of 5-6 rounds. Thankfully, we get to see have a little bit of fun with it. A bit more success coming through as Kenny wants to take a fight. No window smoke coming through, so he'll be tested and he'll pass the first. Krad will fall. And MBK's pushed aggressive. He got the bomb. He'll make it a double as well. Looking for 3. Result, other ideas. How to double down themselves. Python, other ideas. He's met with a flash.
This is a great recovery from Falcons. Immediate aggression. Result does well to get a second kill. In comes the trade from Kenny. And Falcons will retake the lead at 7-6. Swings and roundabouts at the moment from 5-0 to 6-5 forZe. Back now to 7-6 for Falcons. And I do like the underpass play. It's a bit more aggressive this time, as you say, with a second player in tow as well. NBK really went hard on that one. He gets his reward.
Lead regained. Can they take lead at the half is the question. It's a much more even affair compared to the 13-2 we had to kickstart us on Nuke. Exactly one-sided here on towards Mirage, but Mirage is the real true kind of testing ground, proving ground to see how well your side can fare when it comes to more the mechanical prowess side of things rather than tactical depth. Everybody knows how everything works on this map so far. Double stacking towards mid, taking first contact here. Result waits for an overextension in towards apps. For now, though, won't be given too much. A much slower take here from forZe. Just peering around for information. Krad might get tested here. Don will step up for one of his own. He'll open things up.
Play coming off the back of that opening kill, but it's going to be hard for forZe to work their way in. Shalfey has been removed. But a natural born killer. Now 3v5. Have to go through a smoke as well to do this one. This is something occasionally we do see from forZe. They'll have all these successful rounds in a row and they'll show some stunning individual skill. And you'll get the occasional streak of 2 or 3, 4, maybe even 4 rounds where they all go one by one. It doesn't work out and the synergy's off. It's not perfect. And he will lose his life, but it'll have to be a 1v5 for zorte. Knowing him, he'll most certainly want to go for something like this, but it's now 2 players blocking his exit. Of course, he is jumping around like a madman right now, so they can hear absolutely everything.
What does he do from here, right? 2 players slowly converging on his location. Shots. But off, MBK sees it into a Falcons 8 at the very least. Halfway mark. Actually, something that they'll be very proud of, considering how rough the first half was over towards their pick of nuke. And at one point, how it was looking like forZe might be able to close themselves into a lead at the half on their T side. But the Falcons have turned it back around, got control back in towards this game. He was doing quite the positive notes. And of course, you look over towards the buy for forZe coming in towards round number 15, the final. It's pretty grim. Jerry only wielding a deagle and a result. Khalil's for them and an AK and all to try and pad it out. And MBK looking for more as well. Uto in hand. Shalfey alongside Krad able to kind of just calm themselves down a little bit and see him off.
Still picking to Kenny though. Kenny is certainly having a very good half of CT Mirage at the moment. 14-6 for him. Ho top fragger with MBK. The 2 legends combining for 28 kills in one half of CS. Pretty decent. And they combine for a 9th round as well. Because forZe fought their way into a man advantage here. Shalfey has a Molotov and Krad has a flash. So back to B we go. They've seen enough information on the other portions of the map to realise that B should be the place we go. That's exactly what they do. Kenny is here though. I'm going to try and go aggressive. Legs, Jerry. That's unfortunate. That was more than a leg, and I could see him continuing to press W and maybe making it a bit of a pretty sick clip. But Krad's making it a clip of his own, using that tiny gap in the site to see him toward market. Excellent kill from him. And it will be an even half on map 2. Lot better from Falcons, but there's a long way to go. See you in a minute.
I'ma say it from the jump. Mama ain't raised a chump. Mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Got a ball till you get a hit. They can never do what I can do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah, always showing your integrity. Yeah, if you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go again. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that pretend, cause when I'm coming, it's to win.
Wake up, put the work in, that's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication, no time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of heart mixed with motivation. On the days that you feeling down, look in the mirror for your inspiration. Like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose sometimes just to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy Turner. Don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up with a burner. Don't be a slow learner. Oh no, you only get one shot, one chance. Talking March Madness at the big dance. Talking big man on campus. Like
No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go again. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me.
Welcome back, you wonderful people. We're about to on the way in towards our second half here, and it's a much more even showing than what we saw over towards Nuke. It was 13-2 then. It's 8-7 now in favor of Falcons, but they move on to the, well, significantly more tougher T side, and that's also where Falcons struggled over towards Nuke. So I've got to say, Trav, I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, I am too, but we shall see, because Falcons seem to be slightly better form on this map. Kenny and MBK combining well in the first half for 28 kills between them. The old guard showing up pretty decently. But now forZe CT side has historically been very, very solid indeed, and Jerry's already hit one shot with MBK. That's removed that second position to worry about. Haji, I know he will take Risalt. Zorte somehow can't connect that kill, but either way, you're going to be running straight back into shalfey here. Palm collected, taps, eventually does get the first. Of course, I know where Python is as well. Bombing in spawn, help is coming. Now, of course, Python can hear it. Jerry will spam him down. Good time wastage from shalfey. And forZe will equalise it again at 8 apiece. Good start.
Yeah, so far, this is the forZe we were expecting to see on the CT side. They're building up already, a bit of money to work with. The buy should be pretty nice. The Falcons, no bomb plant, nothing for them to work with. I'd actually like to see them go for the low buy, but it's looking like they're going to force. I don't normally like this play when you haven't got a bomb plant, just because with the Tech 9s, even still, there's a real strong chance of where you struggle here. However, it looks like they might just fly out towards B, which actually could work quite nicely. Only Result here, the young boy is going to be tested. Molotov will come through, but it's too deep. Result, can you hold your nerve, youngster? We'll have to see. They flooded out towards the site. MP9 close and personal in the smoke. The shalfey and zorte are in for support. Kenny will find one, but it's only. And they have been jumping into the meat grinder that is the B site and being decimated. So it goes back to what I was saying. I normally don't like the full buy on the T side where you don't get a bomb plant in the pistol, just because you never really have too much to work with. Tech 9s can be good, but against what is going to be a fairly decent buy on the other side, you're going to come up trumps, and you do.
Yeah. I've got to say that was really kind of well played by Result, to be fair. I mean, he's in a pretty manic situation with his utility not really holding anyone at bay, so he plays next to the smoke, hidden inside of it, and just communicates over to Zorte that they could be all over the site. Just be aware. And he most certainly was aware. He did it very well. So, that's the force buy removed. Means the Falcons have to go for a full eco in the next. It could be a bit more eco-fragging to be done here for Krad. Krad's been the main man, I think, really for forZe in this game so far.
Yeah,
it's easy to say that, as he's the top fragger, but he's had a number of very impactful rounds. Excellent grenade. It's every single player on the team but one. Jerry goes a little bit too aggressive. There goes a 1D. That damage has been done, though. Needs to be careful. Python.
Oh my.
Himself a second, and now there's more damage done to Zorte. Bomb's going to go down, which is, I think, more than any on the Falcons would have guessed could have been possible. In comes the grenade. In comes Zorte. Haji last alive. I want to see a god tier play, but it's 1 in 1,000. And forZe will recover the situation just about.
I say as well, for them to be walking away with a bomb plant, a couple of kills, actually pretty good. I mean, the Falcons, they'll happily take that. It means they've got even more money to work with in towards the next, and allows Kenny to pick up in towards the AWP. Over towards the CT side, they can do exactly the same. They've got plenty of cash to work with. What would technically be classed as a bonus, I guess the couple of casualties mean they have the ability to fully invest into this and make this quite competitive, but it also leaves them with some money in the more long-term sense too. So, all in all, pretty good. Convert this, and you think of a forZe that is maybe just the road to seeing off this series. Falcons, this is a bit of a needs must. See this one off and try and cause some damage over towards forZe. They need a 9th hit. If they allow forZe to get to 11, it re-breaks their economy, and it's just a grim position. All in all, the Falcons to be in. Resol going to tuck himself in close. I like this.
I do too. He will fall away from it though, so he needs support from his teammate on the site, which he does have. Then comes the B play. Not a bad position to be in. If he gets hard cleared, it could be a problem. And he does get himself his 1 kill. Zorte has to reposition, and he might not be aware of there being a player down toward his left straight away. Van being looked for, and that's really well held by Zorte. Information that there's a short player coming through, flicking around, as I always say, for Zorte, very recognisable playstyle. And Krad actually from the grave will remove a low HP Kenny with that Molotov, so it keeps him an advantage for forZe in this round. MBK and Python looking to get the bomb plant and hold this one off. On flank coming through, shalfey does get his 1 though, so it's all on NBK, the legend himself. I'm not sure he's going to be aware of any flank, and there we go. That's the problem that removes him in the end. Jerry gets the kill, and forZe keep on trucking, 11-8.
I mean, at the very least, I think you can say that there was a couple of positives to be taken away from it for Falcons. It gives them a bit of security with that bomb plant, but yeah, there's no way MBK is expecting a flank there. Credit to Jerry as well. She played that quite calm and composed. Didn't really shoot the gun too early. Didn't kind of jump at the situation. Just waited for a right opportunity to guarantee the kill, and of course, on top of that, guarantee the round. Bit of a gap being built up now by forZe on their CT side. It's looking all right. At 11 rounds, we're feeling pretty good. Another reinvestment to come through for Falcons off the back of the bomb going down, but what more can you ask from them? They are struggling to find success now on the T side. Oh, definitely consistent, consecutive success. Exactly easy right now. But that's why I'm coming through. On, he's just trying to leave a bit of the pressure in towards mid, but not being given too much to show for.
It's his turn to play the gap in the box. There it is. Information, and that's a nice long-range spray. Deal with Krad. So there's an opening, but of course very low HP on Python, so not going to really work out just yet. Haven't got any control other than mid. Of course, everyone says that Mirage mid is very important, rightly so. 2 players toward A at the moment. 1 in Palace, 1 in Ramp. That sort of indicates the split-up connector. Porter's going to be here. Gets the first. Is he going to the second? Oh, he actually hits that second kill. Well done. But in the meantime, Kenny and MBK both light up the kill feed. 3v2. Assault and shalfey quite far away from the action as well. Unless Resort gets 1 kill right now. Timing's pretty good on that flash, actually. Masuta has to do a double take, and in the end stares right into Kenny's. There's a chance here. He is playing directly on top of the smoke, which is right where MBK is, sorry. It should be a free kill, and it most certainly is. Shalfey finds him, though, immediately through the smoke. That's not necessarily repeatable. It gives him a chance in this clutch. Shalfey versus Kenny. Jump spotting found, and Kenny holds the line correctly. Excellent hold from him, and Falcons get their first T round on the board.
Needed. They have been in a really awkward situation for the last kind of 2-3 rounds where you never really feel that comfortable about them. Now, better. Kenny having a couple of moments as well where he's really stepping up to the plate, and it's good to kind of see him roll back the years a little bit as well. Looking good. 17-11. Decent, of course. MBK exactly the same. The old guard, essentially, of the French scene.
Yeah.
Really looking great. All we need now is to invite RPK back, and we are big chilling. But
oh, I miss RPK.
No, so do I.
He's done now. He's enjoying driving his cars in France somewhere.
Yeah, he is loving life, being retired now. A great career, and of course, so have MBK and Kenny, and they still continue to super competitive. Shot from Zort. Be careful. Flash will come through to allow him to fall back. Don doesn't really want to take too much of an overextension there. I think it's a smart choice because there's 3 players there in mid from the CT side, and that would be a death sentence. Nice nade to keep them at bay. Krad playing anti.
Yeah, it's a decent setup. And also interesting to see shalfey on that secondary AWP as well on short, as you can see here. You didn't see any secondary AWPs in the first couple of days of this event when we casted it, and then the last 2 days all come along at once. Some teams doing it as well. It's like London buses. shalfey gets his. Kenny trades Krad though. And Masuta's found Jerry in the meantime, so there's still a chance here. 3v3, presence shown, that's distracting Zorte. That actually might help out, but Masuta's missed the kill. That should have been a freebie for him, and Zorte's doing great work again. NBK stops it from doing any more though, and he looks for Result, takes him down. A bit of inexperience there perhaps from Result to peek before shalfey is ready. And it's all down to the aforementioned shalfey. Kenny with the bomb needs to drop onto the site. He will be found. And of course, shalfey will know that's the bomb as well. NBK has to go back for it. Now the question is, where does he plant? Because shalfey could have gone anywhere. Fake coming in, shalfey creeping in towards CT. Sightline shown. What a camera angle. Bomb will now go down on the opposite side of triple. shalfey making noise, showing himself, tags NBK through the box, and out comes the pistol. Looking for the M4 instead, gets it, 28 bullets remaining, and that's more than enough to take NBK down. Superb 1v2 from shalfey. That's the sort of performance we like to see from him.
Ooh, that was a little bit nervy. A little bit on the edge there. Credit to shalfey though. Cool, calm, composed. I gotta say as well, as a secondary AWP, I really do like shalfey. I think it's honestly something I wish that forZe did more often, because obviously we know his AWP is fantastic with the AWP hands, but I also really rate shalfey as an AWP. I mean, we don't get to see it too often, but secondary AWPing, I think he really does bring a different style of AWPing to Zorte, but it's one that's really enjoyable to watch. He's very consistent with it as well, as we've just seen. AWP dropped over though to Zorte, and he is going to opt for the M1S. Jerry only opting for the MP9 here, as he wants to have a little bit more utility to work with, and I do rate that in that sense. Falcons, quintuple AKs come in towards round number 22. If forZe win this, I feel like they're on the road, home stretch, so to say, seeing off the series, because then they once again destroy that T-side economy. Should be on the path to success.
Of course, Falcons, as an organisation, have never been a team that has played in Pro League. They would love this opportunity to maybe push further. Trades equal as they go in toward the A side. Krad is Molotov again, getting himself a kill. 21 and 16 for Krad, 2 kills in the round, but they have managed to trade equally, as I said. So Falcons can, at some point, get this bomb planted, but there are still Molotovs ladening the site, so delay it a little while longer. That's going to spread toward Kenny. Oh, he's done for. Yeah. He'll commit himself to the bomb plant and go down for the cause. But it's going to be down to Haji and NBK. NBK up close, flash coming in. Catches Krad first, and he holds down mouse 1 for Zorte as well. Again, NBK stepping up at the right time. Result, smoke on the bomb, no defuse kit though, and that's the biggest issue. Up close and personal with the MP9 perhaps. Oh, he's blinded himself. A bit of an experience there perhaps. And Falcons get to double digits just about.
Needed as well. Already, I can take a little bit of a sigh of relief just because for Falcons, that was probably one of the most important rounds. I would probably say that if Falcons don't find that, maybe this one's done, right? You're looking at them back to kind of square one in terms of an economical situation, but also mentally. I think it's so difficult to kind of have forZe so close to the finish line, and not only the map, the series itself, and be in a position where you're thinking, hey, I mean, like, we don't have any money to work with here. So I feel a little bit more comfortable overall.
Yeah,
it seems to have spurred on a bit of confidence over towards Falcons. Don taking a lot of aggression towards mid here, alongside Kenny S. But then forZe with some pretty grim decisions to be made, and in terms of their buy, they've gone for a force investment, but what can they bring? It's not great. A FAMAS and an MP9.
Yeah, and utility is awful as well. Krad's got a smoke and there's a flash left from Resort. That is it. It'll be a big round, that previous one, for Falcons to resolve, to keep themselves in this game. And within a chance for Pro League, of course, everyone knows that Masuta will have played in Pro League with Vitality and NBK. They've won a Pro League before with G2. Two nice kills as they work their way up towards short. Hang on. Here come the SMGs and the Deagles. Here we go again. shalfey with 2 on the spray transfer. And it's up to Kenny. I think he knows where one player's residing, but the angle being held by Jerry. Oh, didn't even give Kenny a chance. What a frag to take. And just like that, the chance seems to be snuffed out.
And just like that, as I'm saying about how this buy is pretty dicey and it's rough to look at over towards forZe, that's the one that they convert and in some relatively convincing fashion, to be fair to them too. So, all in all, very little complaints. 13-10, 3 rounds ahead now. Falcons are 3 rounds away from the all-elusive 16 that nets them a game against Endpoint to decide who goes to Pro League. forZe are so close to the finish line now. Can they see it off? Just Pistols of Falcons. This should be on paper a 14 as they're flying out towards the A site. MBK trying to take first contact, but it's Jerry to open up the proceedings. Dropping Haji before Masuta answers back with a Eagle in hand.
Long range MP9 taps from Krad as well. Stay long range, pretty close range in the end. Krad increases his tally to 24, and they're 2 rounds away from victory now. Of course, as we detailed the other day, forZe have been a Pro League team in the past, but only with Jerry and Zorte as far as I remember. I don't think shalfey was involved in that, if I remember correctly. Maybe wrong. But it was only definitely 2 of the current forZe team, so it would be a new core for a forZe Pro League appearance if they are to take this game and beat Endpoint tomorrow.
It's not job done just yet, but they're so close, right? And like we were saying earlier, I feel like the forZe, if it's them facing off Endpoint, they might even have this kind of internal feeling that, hey, this is winnable. Unspotable, trying to score flash, spamming through, finding Masuta. Once again, the youngster will be tested over towards B. How will he come up with an MP9 in hand? Trying to find a fight towards Python. Needs to be careful, though. Don't overextend. Don't show face too early. 3 or 4, and the AWP can't quite trade.
Yeah, okay, I'll get onto my point for a second. I'm still on. Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
shalfey's just been dinked about 16 times through bench, but it might not even matter. Kenny, ridiculous shot to get the trade. Now he's been tagged himself, and there's no real way out for him. There's a flank coming in from apartments. Krad takes him down. What a wild end to that round. I don't think I've ever seen so many headshots hit in one go. Goodness me. That was absolutely crazy, and Kenny's trade was insane as well, but unfortunately, no way back into the round for him. Series points for forZe. Results, I gotta say, he's looked very nervous, to be honest, in this second map.
Yeah.
He's looked great on Nuke, but he's been a bit all over the place in general. Like, I understand it, he's a young kid, I don't want to bash on him too much, and it might not even matter, because forZe are winning this one comfortably now anyway. Plenty of series points. Damn, what an end to that round.
Yeah, I think you are right, actually. Results, he has looked a little bit nervy at times. And I think, actually, Falcons know about this. Hence why we've seen them test that B site so often.
Yeah.
But credit, the rotations from forZe have actually been fantastic. They've got a very good idea and a read in towards the game. I think maybe credit has to go to Result in the sense that his relay of information has been really good. He's very quickly beckoning over players at the right time, in the right place. And he does the kind of the smart thing, which you sort of need to do, which is just stay alive. At times, just his mere presence is enough to buy some time and will allow for the rotations to come through and do the work. We've seen the likes of shalfey come over a few times and then a good couple of kills, same as zorte. And of course, Krad is absolutely flying right now. What potentially could be the final round. And he's already got his way out towards Ticket. Spotted out. Missed shot, though. And a Molotov will come through, try and deny a bit of presence.
Oh, it's going to be the beginning of the end here for Falcons. They've ground out this run pretty impressively, especially that win yesterday. But when zorte is hitting shots like this, there's not really any way back in. It's Haji, NBK, and Python to try and save this one. And zorte's already found one of the 3. NBK tapping away from connector, trying his best, doing plenty of damage. He actually leaps in to take Krad very nicely. Switches gun immediately. There's another one. He's wrestling it back right now. Surely not. zorte's still around towards CT, and they'll know that. Result now rotating in. What's his timing going to be like? It's going to be very good. Probably his biggest kill of the game, and only his 8th. NBK, plenty of time to figure this out. A whole 45 seconds. He's staying put for now, but he's been spotted by Result. Now he will refuse to peek anymore. Play it out with your teammate. Salt does well to get that information. MBK is creeping towards Zorte here. Again, staying patient. He knows what's on the line. About to swing it, but Zorte's way too quick for you. And forZe will secure the victory and go toward a lower bracket final tomorrow up against Endpoint for that one remaining slot in the main stage of Pro League. Commiserations, Falcons, but a well-deserved forZe victory.
GG. I mean, what a play from forZe. I think they've really stepped up to the plate here. I mean, we've maybe seen them look at times inconsistent or maybe not as strong as we would have hoped, but I think they're a fantastic performance there. That's what